on that note, what would you say to like those who also wish to become English majors? Like, you know, now that you've said this, I guess, do you have any other sort of advice for them mentally, or like some practical tips?
So first, let me start with practical tips, because I have been thinking about how to get better at school, because I'm really not that good at it. I guess it's very important to understand 100% what you got wrong in tests, and to know why you're wrong in the questions. And I guess that really helped in preparing for especially standardized tests. And also that if it's a really difficult test, you can also try to figure out what the test makers are doing, and try to see how they are trying to lure you into writing down the wrong answer. And I guess it really helped. This mentality helped me to be a little bit better at school, I guess. And also it's not talking about your goals too often, because often it's bad for you. Yeah. And for those who are wishing to study as an English major, I think it's a really good option. And I think my time as an English major really helped me to figure out who I am. But it's also very important to know that studying English, especially literature compared to linguistics, it's not about trying to do some, it's not about seeing it as a tool towards other things, but as an end, as an enjoyment in itself. And I think if you really like literature, then you get to enjoy this major. And because literature is a really broad topic, it must include something that's interesting, right?
Right. I hope I find that one interesting thing in literature, so I could even get started, because you know how much I hate it. Well, scared of it, well, rather than hating it. But then, does Chinese, how about, because like your other major thing, like, is there any like different advice, or is it like the same? Because in Chinese, do you do linguistics and literature too, or what's it like?
Yeah, literature. I guess there is not a very clear separation. It's both literature and linguistics, but I have only till this day taken literature courses, so I don't know that much about the linguistic part. I don't think that I have what it takes to give advice, because I had this major because I'm bad at it. Compared to my students who are really, really good at it, I don't think I'm in place for giving advice. But I think it's, I guess just read, because reading is very interesting. And especially for those courses about the history of literature, it's more important to actually read the piece than know what happened at what period of time. And I guess that's what I've been doing in the past. I only know that somebody wrote this at this point in their life, but I don't really know what they wrote because I was too lazy to read. But I guess it's not the right mentality. I think because of this quarantine for the last semester, I had some time to read what I want to read. So I guess it really helped, because I finally realized how it is interesting in reading those pieces of work.
Those pieces you talk about, are they like the class readings, or are they like readings that you read out of your own interest?
Because I didn't choose any Chinese major courses this semester. I was reading what for me personally is interesting.
Right.
Yeah.
And yeah, go on.
So for me, probably Laozi and Zhuangzi are very interesting. Very interesting.
Laozi and what? What's that book?
So I'm not 100% sure what's it called in English.
Right. You could say it in Chinese.
Taoism, I guess.
Oh, Taoism. All right.
And I'm sorry. I'm just bad at English, I guess.
You could go for the Chinese topic. What is called?
Laozi and Zhuangzi.
Oh. Yeah, right.
I think
you just
very
say
suitable for this time.
Right. I think you just say it. Yeah, like I think in English you just say it. It's Laozi and Zhuangzi, right? I don't think there are other names for those guys, right?
I guess
they are.
Yeah, I guess there are, but I'm not sure.
Right. So it goes to show how uneducated I am. Exposed myself.
Sorry, because I don't know that for sure. I'm not going to say that. I'm just bad, I guess. Bad at that.
Right, but I guess at least you're aware that they have names actually, and I never knew. I thought I was right all along. So I mean, I'm the dumb one here actually. But I wonder how you talked about how you didn't have time to read through all those readings. Like the key, I guess, is to know like when they're published rather than what they're about first. Is that what you're saying earlier on?
Yes, probably for the double major students, I guess, because we have a lot of courses that target only one piece, but we have more courses only about the history of literature, and you are supposed to read, but because I had too much courses going on, so I just didn't. That's not the right thing to do, but I still did it anyway.
Right.
I'm not a very good student, I'm sorry.
No, I think, I mean, you sort of saved yourself, right? If you had to wait through all those folks, I assume that's why you had 30 credits per semester.
Yeah, I had about 10 credits for my Chinese major and had roughly 20 for my English major.
That's for each semester?
Yeah.
On average. So on average it's 30.
I guess because I didn't have a lot of courses this semester,
right.
So on average I won't have a lot of courses, but in the past year, yeah, probably 30.
Well, I guess that sounds to me like a useful technique rather than a bad student, right? Because at school, like you said, I guess it's experiencing different things. Yeah. It's not all about studying then. Like, if you had to read all those books, I mean, you simply would not have enough time, right?
But there are a lot of interesting things within those books, and I think I missed a lot on that. Right. And I think it's definitely not. There isn't enough time for you to read everything. Mm-hmm. For me personally, because I spend a lot of time hanging out with friends and playing random things. So I guess I don't have to like every single thing. If I think that I don't like this piece of work, I can just not read it and move on to other things. There are a lot of works. I don't need to like every single one.
Right. I guess it's a balance of the mind, right? Because I assume, I don't know if you agree with me, but I suppose you have to sort of like what you're doing. But at the same time, I guess there are parts you can't enjoy everything, right?
I guess for my courses in English major, I enjoyed most of the classes.
Right.
We have a lot of very good teachers and professors. Right.
So does that also mean like you don't the Chinese classes aren't as enjoyable?
Oh, they are actually very enjoyable, but I had some problems with scheduling different courses at different times, so I didn't have enough time to work on every single course. But I guess most classes are very interesting as well. It's just that I don't have the time to spend that much effort on those classes, but they are very interesting.
Right.
I think I'm a bad influence. So students should study hard. Yeah.
I think actually talking about this, it's because for me, I would be one of those. If you say you're a bad student, I don't really know what I am. Then, I suppose it's like I would be interested in knowing. I don't have the pleasure of being in Fudan, but then like surviving in a school in like double majors. I suppose I wonder if you must have some sort of technique at least to survive.
Techniques to survive. For me, it's to know my limits. So I have a limit, probably not a very high limit, but I have a limit. If I pass this limit, I'm probably going to get breakdowns. So I think it's a very important thing in university to know where you're limited. And I think going to the library really matters. Or going to other classrooms. When you see the other students are studying, it's very, you have this incentive to study harder, I guess. When I'm in my dorm, I just want to watch videos. 你有去三教待过吗？就是第三教学楼。
第三我倒还没去过。
它是通宵自习室，你可以在期末季，比如说你12点过去看一看这个教室是有多么的满，就会看出来这边同学学的有多么认真了。
你去待过吗？就是
当然
你去三教待，就是通宵都待过吗？
通宵我没有整夜的通宵，我最晚只待到过3点多钟吧。因为睡眠对我很重要，但是我知道有很多朋友就是直接通宵通到第二天考试去的。很厉害。